Hello everyone, Nigel Pendleton here of the Royal Garden Appreciation Auxiliary at your service. Guten Tag, mein Freunds. That means good day, my friends. I'm out here in the beautiful German town of Fredericksburg, Texas. And behind me, the Fredericksburg Visitors Center, where everybody is welcomed to this lovely town. Now, the landscaping was recently renovated and redesigned. Joining me now is the man who did that, Jeff Halford. Good to see you, Jeff.
Good to see you.
Owner of
Thank
Hill
you.
Country Gardens.
Yes, sir.
I love the Hill Country. You want to know why? It's always sunny and it never gets cold.
I care to differ.
I understand you had a little bit of a problem recently, yes? In
We did.
February of 2021.
Correct.
The big one. Tell us about the big one.
Okay, we received temperatures close to 0 degrees here in Gillespie County, which is unheard of. 30 years was the last record of that cold. The recent winter storm caught us all by surprise as far as the extreme temperatures that we reached. We did see 0 degrees in some of the more elevated points in Gillespie County. I think it's important not to get too hasty with removing plants and replacing plants. Fairly soon we will know how extensive the damage was on plants that right now it's difficult to tell.
So what's the sign of stress for the plants, and are the plants going to make it or are they just going to die?
If it's still alive, within the next week or two here, it will start to show signs, first of all, where the necrosis happened, where the freeze damage happened to. Cut the dead portions off, that will help the plant along.
Now, do you have some examples to show us?
We can find some examples of that, yes.
Very good. Let's go.
Okay.
Coming up, some plants in your yard may look dead after a very cold winter, but don't dig them up just yet. Jeff and Nigel demonstrate. Stay tuned.
I want to express to you, Nigel, how extreme the conditions got here in Gillespie County, because we had such an ice load that we had oak trees laying completely flat on the ground. Evergreen plants were affected particularly badly by this storm because they left surface area for ice to accumulate, and that adds to the weight, and there was a lot of breakage of major branches. And so on a case-to-case basis, some of these plants may need to be replaced because of the damage that was done to them. Nigel, let's go look at some plants that maybe look as though they should have died, but they're going to be fine.
Yes, let's do it. Oh, Jeff, what a tragedy. Look at this thing. Dead, dead, dead.
I care to differ, Nigel. This is a miscanthus, and each year we, as a regular maintenance program, will go back and deadhead these plants. Generally, by Valentine's Day, these need to be cut back.
So once again, for the record, not dead.
Not dead.
Don't pull it out.
I think it's a happy plant.
Oh, well, it sure looks happy. Oh, Jeff, this didn't make it. Look, it's half buried.
Well, no, actually, this looks very promising. This one's going to do fine. What we installed was the roots on this plant, and here it comes. It's ready for spring.
Jeff, this thing looks as though it should be in the Congo, not in Fredericksburg, Texas.
Well,
but it's still alive, it's thriving. Look at this. Well, I mean, that's not good right there.
Right, and so here's some necrosis from the cold weather that we got. This is a plant called cast iron plant, or Aspidistra. So the cold does affect some of this foliage, but this is one that you can cut off the affected foliage and leave the nicer looking foliage, and these are going to recover very well.
Now, Jeff, you know I'm a positive guy that doesn't really like to criticize, but I don't want to say this is the ugliest tree I've ever seen. Did it die in the storm? Did it die?
My opinion is this tree is perfectly fine.
They do get a little prettier, yes?
They do.
They get
we have that
leaves?
to look forward to
Oh,
every
good,
year.
good. So, okay, great. So we won't chop it down.
We won't.
All right,
I would
good,
not.
excellent. All right, this way.
Nigel, here it is. This is a live oak. It's what I call the crown jewel of the hill country. Without these live oaks, the canopy that you see across the countrysides would be completely different. And these are very valuable plants. They're close to most people's houses in the hill country. But these were negatively affected by this ice storm, as evident on this tree, and we can show you that.
Okay, so Jeff, you've told us the bad news. What's the good news about these live oaks? Because we can't lose them.
Right. The good news is that they're very resilient. As long as the core wood on these trees is intact, you can trim them and they will come back. However, it wouldn't hurt to give them some extra water in the spring. They've been highly stressed.
Now, will this accelerate live oak decline? That's a big problem in hill country.
That's correct. I think it's important, if you're the owner of this tree, to make sure that whatever trimming is done on it is done in a way that does not infect it with live oak decline, because it's a very infectious disease.
The horrible ice storm of Texas 2021, it's past and now things are getting better. You've given us more good news than you've given us bad news.
There's a lot to look forward to. Things have had a good night's sleep as far in the plant world, in the green industry, and we're looking forward to a spring green up and a nice, colorful spring to look forward to.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Nigel.